This video presentation is made possible by Brewster Services Group.
I'm going to call the Loudon County Commission meeting for Monday, November 2nd, 2020 to order, and we are 6 o'clock on the nose. Jim Jenkins, step to the podium and tell us about the zoning resolutions.
First item is a resolution amending the zoning map of Loudon County, Tennessee pursuant to Chapter 7, 13-7-105 of Tennessee Code Annotated to rezone from R1 Suburban Residential District to C2 General Commercial District, Loudon County Tax Map 015, Parcel 145, and the remaining portion of 146 located at 70777 Highway 11 East, Loudon County, Tennessee, situated in the 2nd Legislative District.
Okay, number 2.
A resolution amending the zoning map of Loudon County, Tennessee pursuant to Chapter 7, 13-7-105 of Tennessee Code Annotated to rezone approximately 3.8 acres from A2 Rural Residential District to C2 General Commercial District, Loudon County Tax Map 027, a portion of Parcel 138.00 situated in the 3rd Legislative District.
Okay. Number 3.
A resolution to amend Loudon County zoning resolution, Article 4, Section 4.082, minimum size pursuant to Tennessee Code Annotated, Section 13-7-105.
Okay, and number 4.
It's a resolution adopted by the Loudon County Commission closing a right-of-way near the intersection of Highway 70 and Highway 321, Williams Ferry Road.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Does anybody from the public wish to speak for or against these 4 resolutions? Step to the podium, state your name, and tell us your concern. Don't all rush at the same time. Okay, Jim, right after we open the meeting and the public comments, we'll do the 4 of them. And I guess we'll just do them by number or A, B, C, and D. You won't have to reread them. Okay, I've asked Commissioner Shaver to open the meeting.
You want to pledge? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. It would be my night to do the invocation. I've invited my new pastor from up First Baptist Church, John Hunn. If he had come down and do it, he's really about people and wanting to meet people. And I said, I can take you to a place where you can meet a few. So he agreed to come down. So I'm going to ask him if he'll do our invocation, if he wants to say anything.
It's a privilege to be a member of Loudon County, and my wife and I are very glad. We want to do anything we can to make this a better place, so it's an honor to be here. If you would just bow your head, please. Father, I do thank you that I am an American. I thank you for my country. I thank you for the leadership of our country. Thank you for the military. Thank you for the people of this country. I am a we the people citizen, and that's represented well here tonight. Thank you for the men and the women that are on the commission that have put their gifts in service, that they have been chosen, have been elected. I thank you for the wisdom that you will give them. Pray that you would help us all use our minds, use our ears, and use our mouths wisely. And I just thank you for what can be accomplished, what will be accomplished, what can be accomplished in this county. Pray that this meeting will be all that you want it to be. May you be pleased with the conversation. Take us to wherever you want us to be as a county, Lord, in the future. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
I meant to mention also, he did move into the best district in the county, by the way.
You must have gotten lost.
Okay, Tammy, call the roll.
Foster. Here. Mears.
Here.
Hurley. Here. Tinker. Here. Satterfield.
Here.
Whitfield.
Here.
Cullen.
Here.
Duff.
Here.
Shaver.
Here.
Waller.
Here.
Okay. All right. Next up is the adoption of November 2nd, 2020 Loudon County Commission agenda. Any
Chairman, I'll make a
changes?
motion, we approve the agenda as it's printed. Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to approve the agenda as it's printed.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to put forth a motion also for the agenda tonight to see if we could request our county attorney to write a letter and see if there's a possibility, and I appreciate what the Landfill Commission has done, I really do, but I would like to have a dialogue with Republic, and I think there are a lot of people up here that would like to do that just to give us a comfort zone, and I would like to put that in the form of a motion, see if it might be allowable. I know that it has been a situation that it's been with the Department of Justice, but it's like buying a car. If you're going to be able to talk to, I'd like to find out more information about them and what their plans are.
What are you asking for right this minute?
If we can just simply sit down with a representative.
What do you want to do about the agenda?
I'd just like to add that to the agenda to see if it could be voted on tonight, or see if the mayor could do that and bring it back to us at the workshop.
I think that's something Buddy could do. Bob's getting a replacement part for his shoulders.
He's been all over North America since, and he's also, his shoulder he had reconstructed, froze up on him. So he's playing catch up.
Just FYI, that's all I.
Buddy, would you carry that to Bob when he's back on his feet?
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, we got a motion and a second to adopt the agenda as written. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the agenda is adopted. Next up is the reading and acceptance of the October 5th, 2020 Loudon County Commission meeting minutes.
I make a motion, we accept the minutes.
Do I have a second?
Second on the motion.
Second on the motion. Any comments? Okay, all in favor of adopting the minutes, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, next up is general public comments. Rich Anklin? If you ask. Now remember, solid waste is not on the agenda, so.
And Richard, I do want to tell you that. I do want to say that the document that we got from Steve Fields did not arrive to anybody on this commission until they got here today. So Steve sent this document out this morning, and so no one has had a chance to even look at any of this information yet, too. So, and I asked that it please be removed from the agenda because I don't feel like that we have enough information right now to make a good, accurate decision, and we are waiting on a couple of questions from Bob Bowman to be answered.
Kelly, I appreciate that.
That's good. Thank you.
Both Kelly and Van and Chairman Cullen have informed me that it wouldn't be on the agenda tonight. I was going to say a few choice things, but I'll hold it. Mr. Duff, this is the shortest speech you'll ever hear me make. Thank you.
Thank you.
Pat Hunter?
Ditto would be good, Pat, ditto.
Wishful thinking. My name is Pat Hunter, and I too was not going to speak tonight because it wasn't on the agenda. But one thing that I would like to make a request is that if we're going to show the tonnage, that we have complete information and that we start at the very beginning at 2007, because the numbers that I gave regarding the overage of the tonnage are not included in these years. So I think that if we're going to talk about the tonnage, that it also reflect the correct number of days, because they calculate it differently by 270 days, 273 days. That's TDEC, what they operate by, and what Santec signs off by the way. and then 365. And the landfill is not open 365 days. So,
Can you tell me, where do you get your numbers from? Are you getting those off the TDEC site? Are you getting those off?
I am painstakingly going through all my packets.
From solid waste numbers is what
From
you're
solid
getting at?
waste.
Okay, I was just curious.
And actual documentation from the engineer to TDEC, where he signed off, and they acknowledged the numbers. So,
Is there not an easier way to get it?
yes, from Santec.
But they won't give it to you?
Well, we
They give it to us every week.
They give us quarterly reports. And by the way, we do get information from Santec and the engineers from TDEC to acknowledge the tonnage and also the airspace that's left. But conveniently, this year's information is missing from the packet. And when I go back and look at the packets that are online, they are not included in those packets. So they're pulled. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Pat. Okay, anybody else? No, that concludes the public comments.
No. Steve, got to go.
Can I just say a few words?
Real few.
Real quick, the information I provided was not necessarily to be discussed. I provided it just so you could have it and we could discuss it later. Pat Hunter at the last meeting provided a lot of numbers that, in my opinion, are not correct. And what I provided was the quarterly reports that we get from Santec, outlining how much tonnage we get on an annual basis. I use 365 days, basically, other than a leap year, because that's how we calculate the 800 tons per day average. That's a ceiling. Now, clearly, Santec has delivered over 800 tons per day to the landfill for a very short period of time, a number of years ago. Pat has some different numbers. I'm not sure where she got them. But again, these numbers that I am providing you is what Santec provides us. It's also what Santec uses to provide the information to TDEC when they make their quarterly payments. I don't believe the numbers that Pat has are correct. However, if they are correct, there's a lot of malfeasance and skullduggery going on. Again, I don't believe those numbers that Pat's using. I believe the numbers that we have are correct. And if Santec were falsifying the numbers, they would not only be presenting a civil case against them, but in my opinion, it would be a criminal case. Now, what I would suggest Pat does is visit with the district attorney, because if her numbers are correct, there's a lot of malfeasance going on. Again, I don't believe her numbers. I believe that what Santec is providing us is correct. Again, I just wanted to give you folks the information I had, and we can talk about it later. Again, Pat's numbers, in my opinion, are not correct.
You've got a meeting next Tuesday, right?
Yes. Did you get your stuff?
I'm sure you'll
In the packet from...
Thank you.
That we get from Santec every week.
They're in the packet from Santec?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
My public comment is, we've heard so much about all this stuff from all points, all different directions. This is a solid waste decision. I told Mr. Fields and the solid waste tonight they had all of us down there what a huge mistake it was to get 30 more people involved in the decision-making process. They've got a potential contract extension that gives us some really good stuff. It gives the county some wonderful protections that we have never in 20 years had. I would like to say to Mr. Jamerson and Mr. Brewster and Mr. Field, if y'all are meeting Tuesday, vote on it. Up it, down it, let's be done. Dragging this thing from North Sea to Loudon to down here, back and forth and back, you're never going to go anywhere. Republic's going to take over at some point, and we're dead in the water on that one anyhow. Just vote at your next meeting. Just vote on it. Either vote it up or vote it down. If you got the votes for it, do the contract extension. I personally support it. I'm not speaking for anybody else, but this is your all's job not ours. I know you want input from the stakeholders. You see what you got. You got a mess now. After months and months and months of working on this contract, now you got a bigger mess than you ever had. Next Tuesday night, vote it. Be done. Up or down. Be done with it.
If it was Ed Qualls from the other agency, you'd be...
It was what?
You'd be Sherlock Holmes if it was EDA.
I don't know what that means, but we've heard all this we need to hear.
I mean, it means if it was Jack Qualls, it would be like a dog with a bone. You wouldn't let it go.
Let what go?
Anything.
Any kind of question about anything. I
don't have any questions.
The only thing I disagree as that goes is overall, whether we're on a commission or not, the county commission is supposed to oversee the well-being of everybody in the county. Everybody. Doesn't matter if there's a commission or a committee or whatever, we are still ultimately responsible. And if we have a commission that is not doing their due diligence and working for the best interest of the people of the county, regardless, I think it's up to us to make sure that it is operating right. Even though we don't get a vote in it, we do appoint those people to those committees, and they are appointed to represent and act in the best interest of Loudon County, not a corporate entity.
I agree with you 100%, and I think they've done that. I'm to the point, I believe they have done their due diligence. They're at those meetings for 3 and 4 hours a night. They've been on this thing for months and months.
5 years.
5 years. I'm convinced they've done it. EDA, on the other hand, no, sir, I don't think they have. So I'll put that right back on you.
But like I said, you do get a vote because that is why I am on that committee.
That's right, I agree.
To that committee. So
Here's the issue.
that's why I asked for it to be postponed.
There's a lot of questions that Bob Bowman has. But I'm not calling him when he's still under anesthesia for getting his shoulder fixed. Give him time, that's why it was postponed.
Exactly.
I'm sure Steve and the Solid Waste Commission will look at the numbers and determine which one's right.
But you're correct. I mean, that just like the EDA, it's the same way. It doesn't matter whether I like it or you like it. When they meet, they can vote and do whatever they want because the state of Tennessee has given the authority to do it. So they can sign, negotiate. They can sit here and say, we don't like it, that's a bad deal, don't do it. And it don't make a bit of difference. And that's the thing about being on a commission that really bothers me is when you know that something needs to be rectified and you can't do a darn thing about it.
I know.
It's called interlocal agreement.
Written long before we got here.
That's it.
Moving right along.
Moving right along.
I'll let Bob decide it. He'll get back to us. Jim Jenkins, step to the podium. We'll do resolution number A. The two commissioners from District 2, do you have a concern?
No.
Okay.
We'll do something.
We'll make a motion to approve resolution A.
Okay, you got a motion to approve and a second. Commissioner Tinker made the motion. Commissioner Hurley seconded. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Resolution B. Coach, it's the 3rd district.
Know where it's at, and it's fine, no problem. I make a motion that the request be honored.
Somebody a second.
Okay, we got a
David got it.
motion and a second. Any further discussion on it? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay, number C. Jim, that was for the changes
To the zoning resolution.
to the zoning resolution.
Yes, sir.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Is that the PUD?
It is.
Yes, sir.
That's the PUD, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you got a motion by Commissioner Waller, seconded by Commissioner Shaver. Any further discussion? All those in Do you have any, Bill?
No.
Okay. Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, number D.
That's mine and Commissioner Duff. I'll make a motion, we approve the road closure.
I second that.
Okay, we got a motion and a second.
They still ride bikes on that road?
It's not even a road, man. It's a hayfield.
And the owners,
Okay.
same on
The
both sides.
owners own it all, yeah.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. You just got to poke the tiger, don't you? We got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That road is closed. E.
That was just the changes that were proposed.
Okay, thank
We're done.
you.
Thank you all.
You can go home, Jim.
Thank you all.
Okay.
Safe travels.
Maybe introductions of our planner, buddy. What do you think about that since he's here?
Hi,
Jim,
Greg.
you want to introduce him?
I don't know if y'all met him, Mr. Greg Monbooth. He's our new planner. He's been working, learning some of the ropes, and
Hopefully get some new things going that we need to take care of in the
And you
subdivision
drag
regs and
into
things of
our
that nature.
exciting meetings, right?
And hopefully one day. Y'all have a good
Next month.
Have a good evening.
Yeah.
Okay, the Honorable Mayor Buddy Bradshaw.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Everybody has a copy of the commission workshop, meeting dates and holidays. Here we go, if I can find it. Here we go. So, they are what they are.
Make a recommendation for the approval of both item A and B.
Okay, we got both of them at once.
Yes, sir. And I think everyone does need to be aware that Mr. Hyman and you are twin brothers, I do believe.
I always heard he was your oldest son.
Move forward.
Okay. We got a motion and a second. Who seconded it?
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt.
Mr. Chairman, I want to point out one thing right real quick. At the workshop, I raised the concern about these odd holidays we have that don't really fall on holiday. The reason I raised that is not because they do. Holidays cost money. I don't know what it is now. It used to be about $20,000 a holiday it costs the county. That's why when I asked, why are we having a holiday when it's 3 days after our actual holiday, every time we have one, it costs $20,000, $25,000. That's my concern. I wasn't caring about the other things, but that's why I raised the concern. So I meant to say that at the workshop, forgot.
All right.
They're expensive.
I don't think it matters, but it still says workshops at county office building. I think we all discussed having
No, it's
workshops.
coming to here.
Okay.
As long as COVID-19 is here, we're here.
I think forever here. I like it.
Well,
That's just,
it's probably the way it'll go.
Well, COVID will be over tomorrow night.
Okay.
It ends tomorrow night.
Okay, we got a motion by Commissioner Mears, seconded by Commissioner Tinker.
For A and B.
For A and B. Any further discussion?
I hate agreeing with the handshake, but
What?
it's a little weird to have the holiday on December 27th.
Well, look at the July one.
Yeah, that's July 5th, that's July 4th. I don't understand that either.
Government and private sector, it's a world difference.
'Cause, I mean, the actual holiday, everything's gonna be closed, so
Everything will be closed that day, too.
I assure you, my office is not closed December 27th.
mine isn't either, neither's my bank.
I don't know anything closed December
Like the
27th.
federal holidays, if it falls on the weekend, you got the following Monday.
Are the cows off that day, Van?
They don't get a day off, neither do I.
Moving right along.
Moving right
Any
along.
further discussion?
The bank will be.
Okay, all in favor of both A and B signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, they pass. For those of you who don't know, Ed Heilman is a longtime village resident.
He's one of the good ones, though, isn't he?
He is.
That's debatable.
The previous member from Tellico Village on the beer board passed away. That was Bob Snodgrass. He's been there a long time, so Ed is going to replace him. The only negative I could tell you is he's a Georgia fan.
Ooh. Well, that's why David's sucking up to him then.
Not as
That's
bad as
it.
Alabama.
And I'll tell you one other thing, you'll probably get mad at me and I'll catch hell when it's done. He's a former Marine, and he was an A6 backseat driver. So Ed, welcome to the beer board.
He's not met fuzz yet, has he?
Mr. Chairman, the official one does me one more time. The Tracy's office, particularly Amy Langley, there was another grant that came out with COVID reimbursement grant. Is that right, Tracy?
That is correct.
Amy Langley did a incredible job getting that together, and we've already got it, right?
We do.
We have a check of just shy of $800,000 in addition to the 1.1 we got.
On the top of the other one?
Yes.
Is it designated?
Nope.
It's reimbursed. Some of the things it's been like the whole process. It's this rule, then tomorrow it's this rule, then it's this rule, then it's this rule, and they're going back, no, it's this way again. So it was reimbursement. A lot of it was salaries for essential employees during, I think most of it Sheriff's Department, if not all. And so we started plugging those in. It was $800,000 cap. We got to $796.99, and Amy still says that other penny's there, so we're going to dispute it to make it nice and round. But we got additional, like I said, almost $800,000 for state of Tennessee on top of our 1.1.
So that came from the state. It goes into the general fund, correct?
It's just salaries.
And
reimbursement.
Yeah, just
it's already paying back for what we've already paid out.
Mayor, will that come up to Budget Committee in 2 weeks?
It will.
The revenue stream it will.
It will. I'll do an amendment.
Okay.
That's all I have. Thank you all.
That's good news.
Absolutely. Maybe they got another pocket. We've applied for up to 80 more.
We will apply for about 80 more thousand. If there are extra funds, it may be considered.
Not guaranteed, but we're going to go after 80.
80. 80.
Hearing aids included in that.
Thank you all very much.
Okay, thank you, Mayor. Susan Husky, come to the podium and tell us about the...
I make a motion, we approve these.
I'll second that motion. Save her a trip.
Well, we'll save you the trip.
We heard it at the workshop.
For Ms. Husky's two requests.
We've got a motion and a second to approve the lease agreement for the circuit court postage machine and a multi-year copier contract for Loudon Library. Any further discussion? There's money in this. Call the roll.
Mears.
Aye.
Hurley. Aye. Tinker.
Aye.
Satterfield.
Aye.
Whitfield.
Aye.
Cullen.
Aye.
Duff.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Waller.
Aye.
Brewster. Aye.
Okay, next up
Mr.
is...
Chairman, I'll make a motion we approve the two bonds for the two elected officials.
Second? Please, Ms. Brewster. No.
Thank you.
Did I miss out on the contest tonight?
Seeing how quick we make it happen, man. I gotta help get ready for election.
There's only one thing on one of those bonds. Mike Campbell sent an email today, and in the paperwork, Tammy, it shows his county of residence as Blunt. It's a typo. That's the only thing that needs to be corrected on that. The rest of it is fine.
We can correct it?
Yes, they've almost.
As close as you can get, buddy.
Okay.
If he stepped out in the water, he'd be in blue.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to approve 1 and 2, the statutory bonds for these two officials. Any further discussion? Tammy, call the roll. There's money involved.
Hurley. Aye. Tinker.
Aye.
Satterfield.
Aye.
Whitfield.
Aye.
Cullen.
Aye.
Duff.
Aye.
Shaver.
Aye.
Waller.
Aye.
Brewster. Aye. Mears.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I'll ask a question to Ms. Blair. Has there been anything changed since the workshop on any of these amendments?
No, nothing has changed, but you did receive updated spreadsheets in your packets for the county general fund because Budget Committee originally considered $40,000 for Sheriff's Department vehicles, but that was changed to $30,000. So you received a correction on that. $12,000 was added to Fund 116 for 2 compactors. That was not in your original worksheets. You received a correction. Also, Capital Projects Committee made a recommendation for $12,000 more for the Luttrell Community Center. That wasn't prepared up front, so you received that. All of those are recommended by the Budget Committee along with everything else on the list.
I'll make a motion we approve all the budget amendments.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Motion by Commissioner Shaver, seconded by Commissioner Brewster to approve the budget recommendations 1 through 8.
Now, the sheriff's budget, that was instead of 2, 1 car? 1 car.
One car.
$30,000. Yes, it was
all the other
30,000
cars.
instead of 40. However, they decide to buy two used or one new.
So we went from cars just to an amount of money.
You and I voted no.
We voted no.
We voted no.
All the,
Yeah.
all the other cars are in capital projects
Yeah, this is
for 2 years,
This was an overlooked one apparently.
for 2 years.
Are we going to vote on it separately?
If you want to pull it out, pull it out.
He's got to pull it out.
We voted for it, went through, the big one actually voted no.
I know, me just on 2, but I'm not for, anyhow, whatever.
Which one's it in?
County General Fund.
Okay. Make a motion
pull
for all
general
the
fund out?
others but 115
You can make an
right
amendment,
now.
can't you, just exclude the
No, it
101?
won't fit in the middle.
Just leave it alone.
Okay.
And moving on.
Moving right
All
along.
right, there's money involved. Call the roll.
Tinker?
Because I'm an employee of the Board of Education, I have a conflict of interest in the proposal to be voted. However, I declare that my argument and my vote answer only to my conscience and to my obligation to my constituents and the citizens this body represents. And those are general purpose school fund, cafeteria fund. And I say aye.
Satterfield?
I vote aye on all of them except the county general fund.
I don't think it works that way.
It doesn't.
Can't do that.
You can abstain.
No.
Okay.
Whitfield?
Aye.
Cullen?
Aye.
Duff?
Aye.
Shaver?
Aye.
Waller? Brewster?
Turncoat.
Aye.
Hurley?
Aye.
I know that hurt you to say aye, didn't
It did.
I know.
Mr. Cullen, I'd also request that the records reflect that September minutes of the Budget Committee meeting, as well as the summary financial statement for October was distributed to Commission prior to the meeting. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Thank you, Tracy. Commissioner Mears.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. Reading the names, needing a second after the last name is read. Cindy Archie, Whitney Caldwell, Andrea Cohan, Mary Lou King, Margaret Lawson, Tracy Lehman, Kimberly Lovelace, Janie McCullough, Vicki Miller, Michael Moody, Beverly Ross, Michelle Sprouse, Dakota Tony, and Teresa Wood. Needing a second.
That was like the most normal list of names we've had.
I was going to second that, but because I have a relative whose name is on this list, I couldn't vote my conscience or something. I don't know.
Because,
Hand him his conflict of interest.
I need a conflict of interest.
Matthew, hand him the conflict of interest.
I'm not reading it.
No, I'm keeping it. He wants one.
hey, we got a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I have a plea, a begging plea to Commissioner Mears and Commissioner Brewster. Get something done about this ditch on the bridge over here on Highway 11.
Oh, it's already.
I'm afraid I'm going to fall in the river.
It's already in the process of being worked on. Have already contacted.
When you go back across the bridge right here, it must be 3 feet. Boom, boom.
Yes.
Oh, going on.
The Highway 11 bridge, yeah.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
I didn't notice it either.
You will going home in a minute.
Yeah?
Going home. It's going back to Lenore City. You'll notice it.
It's really bad.
Oh, God, it's awful.
That's what caused
We done?
Oh, you know.
Well, Commissioner
Somebody-
Peterson was going to say something.
We have many departments that have done a fantastic job for this year, but I would like to see if the mayor could draft a letter and for us to sign, and this could be addressed to the Election Commission and to the workers. They have done an outstanding job for the number of people they have voted, and I think it'd be something worthwhile to show them our greatly appreciation.
For the record, Dr. Guider will do his thing on the 16th.
On the
It's set up.
16th?
Yep.
What's on 16?
Commissioner Mears,
Dr.
not
Guider's
to prolong the
confirmation.
meeting, but you were exactly right. You walked in, they gave you gloves, boom, boom, and you were gone.
The only ones ever argued about any of it was Democrats. They didn't like what we did. I'll make a motion we adjourn.
I already have.
Okay.
I'll second his motion to adjourn.
All right, all in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye.
This video presentation is made possible by Brewster Services Group.